Timing. As a modern society, we seem rather obsessed with time. And I'm not quite sure if it's because it has been conditioned into us, or as a natural thing for us to have past, present and future. Is it partly the concept of time that ruins us, by giving us a sense of mortality, and something to allocate time to that which is overwhelmingly important, life? But perhaps we do not think that way about it at all, as it slips by quite unnoticed often, and is treated as a never-ending commodity in some cases. But as I've said before, it's something you can't buy more of, and you can't get it back, so use it wisely. And that was always the thread of the moral in tales and stories, about dreams and regret, as well as hopes and a new perspective on something that didn't essentially change, just your view on it did. Time marches on, as they say. It takes no prisoners and holds no favourites. Quantum Leap. A great TV series about jumping into and out of different times, people's lives and experiences, trying to right some wrongs that occurred. I can't recall if it was known why he had to do that, or who got to be the viewer of history and pick the candidates to have life-altering moments intercepted by an alternate being, to possess you and steer them where they were meant to go. The Butterfly Effect. A film about experience, regret and time. As the title suggests, it is shown that actions have consequences and outcomes you couldn't have foreseen, but with hindsight and an ability to do something about it. An object is necessary in this to manifest it. A diary in his case, a video recording for his late father. A dark and complex storyline that wasn't light-hearted in any way, and if anything showed the extreme sadness and regret that can linger on in people. Somewhere in Time. Another film, but this one with a dreamy, hazy overtone to it. But this one using the idea that you can mentally time travel by hypnotising yourself, which is rather interesting as I had wondered about it anyway, through learning about chronesthesia and tolpism. So if you can think yourself into a different time and manifest reality, is it really that outrageous an option? Dark, TV series. A very strange series, and one of time and it looping back on itself in a repetitive cycle. Quite complex, and not cheery in any way, shape or form, but serious and interesting. Doctor Who. I guess the ultimate in this breakdown being a Time Lord, so one who is not bound by the same rules and limits as others, recycled as necessary, and not mortal. Changes the game a bit when it comes to possibilities, if you are not doomed to such a short existence, or at least that is how they always paint it. Back to the Future. A great set of films, and iconic to many who were of that era, but going back and forth through time as needed to again fix the mistakes, or create them as was sometimes the case. I wonder about the method too in that film, the lightning strike, the exact speed and conditions needed for it to work. They say luck befalls people who are in the right place at the right time, and equally the reverse can be said too, being in the wrong place at the wrong time, knowing it was a series of moments that led to that one. So, which moment was the right one? Or indeed the wrong one, in time? Hard to know, I guess, until after, when retrospective thought can be applied to make sense of the event, if it is at first not clear. And if you factor into that chronesthesia and all the other mental processes, it's a wonder we know where we are at all, let alone when we are.